Great, Fred. Now, you used the word performance, which was a good word because that's going to lead us right into exercise, movement, the value of it, and how people, to some degree, have, as you had mentioned to me many times, about the confusion of exercise and how people have only a partial truth to exercise when the real part of your healthy journey is finding, the real truth for each one of you, each person as an individual, because many people think they have to have all of these concentrated foods and they have to get bigger and they have to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So, what is the real kind of balance to all of this? Because you just used a great word. I want people to progress as they're moving along, and then they can maintain, that consistency. So could you please comment on exercise and growth hormones and things like that?
I think there's different perceptions, and there's a lot of confusion about what being healthy and vital and alive really means. Now, many, many years ago, I don't know how many people realize this, but I was the United States Navy heavyweight weightlifting champion back in 1950, 1951, and I was a very, very big guy. So I did all kinds of heavy training. I had devised a way of training to maximum effort. I used to train once or twice a week. I used to use tremendous amount of weight. I used to do deadlifts. I dug a hole. We trained in a barn. I dug a hole in the ground, so you only did a partial lift. I did partial movements on. We had a rack. I mean, it was almost like a torture rack, and it definitely made you super strong. And you trained to exhaustion, and then you only train once, the most twice a week. So when you do that, when you're training heavy, or you're doing pace training or interval training, when you're training at maximum, and you have to be ready to do something like that, not only you're secreting HGH, human growth hormones, and you're going to grow. So a lot of people think that you have to be having, in order to secrete the HGH and keep your testosterone up, that you have to be eating animal protein. That definitely is not true. You can definitely do the same thing with vegetable protein, and you don't need maximum amounts because I'm still doing it. And there's a direct correlation. If you're training to be a marathon runner and you're training long, slow distance, you are not going to secrete the amount of HGH as if you're training like a sprinter or doing pace training, or you're working out a maximum effort with the weights. When you train light with the weights, you're not going to be secreting the amount of HGH and growth hormones that if you're training maximum, very, very heavy. Now, I don't want anybody to go out there and try to all of a sudden use more weight they can really handle and damage themselves. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about a well-trained athlete.